Chris Paul, we can all agree, was a great backup point guard for the Warriors last year. Really helped our second unit. It was something we haven't had for a couple years. But at $30 million next year, not a good sign. And you all agree we should not pick up that contract. So who will we get in this place? A report is coming out. There's another veteran point guard who's a free agent who the Warriors have high odds to try to go sign. We're going to break it down for you and if that's a good signing. Randy Silver here on Warriors Digest. Thank you for being with us. We're breaking down all the biggest Warriors news, rumors, trades, drafts, everything for you daily. Only 13% of the people are subscribed, so please hit that subscribe if you're not, so you don't miss when new episodes drop daily to keep you up to date in Warriors land. So who's that guard? Kyle Lowry. Yes, he won a championship against us, but he could definitely be a big help for the Warriors. So here's the report. The LA Clippers are the favorite to win Kyle Lowry sweepstakes per Boveda official. Then you got Lakers, Suns, Raptors, Pelicans, and Warriors. Clippers at 180, Warriors at 600. Who's not there? The 76ers, his current team. But I've seen other reports that say they want to re-sign him. So maybe he doesn't want to go back to Philadelphia. So the question is, can the Warriors get him? And two, is he a good fit? Personally, I think he's a good fit. Is he going to start? No. You got Steph, you got Brandon. But he can fill that role that Chris Paul did very well. Backup point guard, play 10 to 20 minutes a game, floor general, can make some threes. You know, he's a little bit more spotty. When he beat us in the NBA Finals, he was on, especially, what was that, game 5, when he made 4 threes in a row and basically took the soul out of us. Let's not rehash that. Not shooting that well anymore, but he can still distribute the ball. He knows the game. He's going into his 19th season. Surprising, right? 18-19 season. Crazy. So let's look at his stats. 6 foot, so a little bit shorter, just like Chris Paul, 6 foot. Villanova, last season averaged 8 points a game, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. And again, look when he played. Started playing in 2006, going into his 19th season. Crazy. You can see here that his last season, he was with the Heat a bit, and then traded mid-season to the 76ers. So he really started 55 games out of, how many did he do? 60 games he played. Some injuries there. Averaged 8 points. What I'd like to see, though, is his assist. He's still averaging 4 or 5 assists a game, which is what we need on this Warriors when you're playing with the second unit. He has experience. Again, he's an NBA champion. And there's a reason why all those teams want him, because he's got that pedigree. Is he going to be a game changer at 38? No. But in the locker room, great guy like Chris Paul. On the court, is a great person to have as a floor general. Can start spotty when needed if Steph is hurt. Give him a rest, whatever it may be. But you're not going to start Kyle next to Steph. You're not going to start Brandon next to Steph. Excuse me, you're not going to start Brandon next to Kyle. Obviously, we know Brandon and Steph start next to each other. So he's a good backup point guard. The question is, okay, what's the price to get him? Are we going to have to pay $30 million like Chris Paul? Of course not. So before we get into that, it says the Sixers expected to bring back Nicholas Batum, Kelly Oubre, and Kyle Lowry per the Philadelphia Inquirer. However, the odds are they're not going to get him. So some conflicting reports, and we have to share both sides of it. His accolades. Again, why would the team want him? 1 title in 2019 against the Warriors, 6-time All-Star, 1-time All-NBA team, 3rd team, and an Olympic gold medalist in 2016. That's the type of player you want in your locker room. Beyond the X's and O's, he's a winner. He's a champion. He's a gold medalist. Last year, look how much money he made. $30 million. Wild. $30 million backup point guard. Man, it pays to be a backup point guard. Again, he played with the Heat and the Sixers. He had some contract with the Hornets based off of like trades and whatnot. In his career, look how much money he's made. In his first 6 seasons with Memphis and the Rockets, he made $15 million. Toronto, he made $170 million to make it $185. Miami made $70 million to make it $230-ish. And then the last 2 seasons here, $15 million. So he's made close to $250 million in his NBA career. One more time. $250 million around there in his NBA career. Bag. So he doesn't need money. Most of these NBA players don't need money who's been in the league quite a while because they've earned it. So ideally, he should go to a team that he thinks gives him opportunity to win a championship again, or if he's not really dead set on winning another championship and just wants to play, where he can make an impact in the locker room, outside the locker room. So I think the Warriors would be a good fit. Are we at the cusp of him coming to the team and helping us win the championship? No. We need more pieces around us to help us be successful, but he can be a solid piece for our second unit that will help us out. We have $174 million committed salary. Again, Chris Paul, if you get rid of that $30 million, that takes you down to $144. We've been breaking the Klay Thompson news. We have a new story coming out tomorrow about it. What happens there? Again, he's not on the books, but some of the $30 million Chris Paul will be leaving on the table and we don't bring him back. Could go to Klay Thompson. So the question is, how much is Kyle Lowry looking for? Veterans minimum, $2-3 million, maybe 5, max 10. Like, he doesn't need the money. So I think it's about the situation fit. Philly, if they wanted to bring him back, look how much money they have. They're going to sign Tyrese Maxey to Supermax deal. So right now, yes, they only have basically $60 million in committed salary. Supermax, 50, 60 million there. It's going to go up to 120 just like that when they can give it to him this offseason. So they have plenty of room to bring back Kyle. Again, if they want to bring back Batum, Buddy Hield, that three-point shooter, Tobias Harris. But they really want to, the reports say they want to try to rebuild this team around Maxey and Embiid. Maybe there's a sign and trade where we can go ahead and get Kyle to come to us as a backup point guard. And if Klay really doesn't want to stay with the Warriors, you can take him over to Philadelphia where he can become a starter and really help out that team. Again, I would love Klay to stay with us. We're going to talk about that in the next video. We talked about this when he unfollowed the Warriors on IG. But this is a Kyle video, so let's stay there. I think he's a good backup point guard. Again, I like his floor generalness. He already knows Steph. He definitely knows Steve Kerr. He knows this organization just from playing against them, being in the league. Someone who can come in and really help this team. We saw Chris Paul. He did not have the best relationship with the Warriors. They mended that. But his experience in being a floor general really helped us on that second unit when he was able to help this team. Look at our team. GP2 coming in. Brandon played a little bit second unit. Of course, Trace Jackson Davis had a great rapport with Chris Paul. Santos played well next to him. Sarge played well. Moody when he got his light. Kuminga when he started. So I think having another veteran point guard to help with that second unit is big. You get him for $2, $3, $4 million, great. It's not a lot. If it doesn't work out, potentially you cut him around the trade deadline, or you trade him for potentially somebody else because he's on an expiring contract. But I think he would be a good trade. Now again, to me, a good signing. Now again, we have the 6th best odds here, and this doesn't even include Philadelphia, which I feel like has to be on this report. Clippers, they have Russell. Maybe they're looking for someone else, but I'm not really sure. Lakers could definitely use a backup point guard. Phoenix, they don't even really have much salary cap. Raptors going back there. I mean, they're just a middling team. I don't think they're ready, and he doesn't want to go to the middling team. Pelicans, obviously, they're on the up, and then the Warriors, we want to be on the up. So I think they all have a good shot. I would like to see him in a Warriors uniform. Now, between Kyle or Chris Paul, who do I want? I would prefer Chris Paul, but it's got to be below $5 million. It can't be $30 million. We all know that. But if you can offer Kyle and Chris Paul the same contract, and they both say yes, who do I want? I would take Chris Paul. I like his experience of already being an organization for 1 year. I like what the chemistry he has. I like his leadership, his pedigree, everything around that. The only thing he's missing is that championship, NBA Finals championship. Of course, Kyle has it. But I think Chris Paul is just a better all-around player and helps out this team a bit more, especially being there for the past year. So comment your thoughts. Do you think Kyle Lowry is a good fit with the Warriors? Do you think he would come here? And if you had to choose between Chris Paul and Kyle, who would you pick? Of course, we appreciate you picking Warriors Digest for your Warriors news. Please subscribe. The draft is less than 2 weeks away, 10 days away. Free agency is less than 3 weeks away. A lot is about to be happening very quickly, and we don't want you to miss anything. Until the next one, y'all. Randy out.